Welcome to the Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hogue, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
Hi, I'm AJ Hogue, the author of Effortless English, Learn to Speak English Like a Native. Public speaking. The fear of public speaking. What is the fear? What do you fear? If you imagine something bad happening when you give a speech, what do you imagine? Maybe you imagine, one common fear is you imagine the audience not liking you, right? Looking at you like this. This is called a scowl. It's kind of like a frown. A scowl is a unhappy look. When we don't like someone, we don't like something, we scowl like this. So I'm scowling. And so as a speaker, a public speaker, you don't want to look into the audience and see lots and lots of people scowling at you like this. Right? That would feel terrible. That's kind of a scary thought. Thinking, oh, I'll be up there, I'll be nervous, and then I'll look out, and then they'll all be looking unhappy. All of them scowling at me. Oh, that would be terrible. Imagine how much more nervous you would feel if you saw the whole audience scowling at you, or even many people. Well, let me tell you, it happened to me. It did happen to me one time. And it was my fault. But the good news is I can help you with overcome this fear, and I can help you avoid this so that it never happens to you. So what happened? Well, I got contacted by a woman from a company, a German company. And the woman was super excited and enthusiastic about Effortless English. She was a long-time Effortless English member. She had used Effortless English, my courses, to improve her English. So she was a fluent speaker, and she was so excited about this, she wanted to share my method with her company. It was a big German company. So she wanted to share it with her department. It was about 50 people, I think. And so she talked to her boss, and she convinced her boss to bring me to their company and do a seminar at the company. So I got scheduled to go to the company, the big German company, and do, my usual seminar talking about the Effortless English system, how to be successful, how to speak English fluently and powerfully. And I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. She was so super excited and enthusiastic. And until then, everyone who came to see me speak, they were usually excited and enthusiastic too. They already knew about me. So I assumed in my mind, it'll be the same kind of audience. Well, I showed up for the day of the seminar, and they introduced me, and I got up to speak, my usual high energy self. Hi, I'm AJ Hogue. I'm here to tell you how to speak English confidently. And I looked out into the audience, and immediately I knew, oh no, something's wrong. I would say maybe a third of the people were kind of politely smiling a little bit, kind of friendly looking, not excited, but maybe friendly, just kind of. And then another third were just kind of neutral. They just looked, a little bored, not interested, just like this, flat face. And then the other third were scowling at me already From the beginning, just my introduction, they were scowling at me. Didn't like me. They were like, again, the arms folded, frowning, the mouth down, scowling. Like, suspicious. Who is this guy? Oh my God, who is this guy? Why is he jumping around and talking so much? And why is he so energetic and excited? They clearly did not want to be there. So of course I continued talking, but in the back of my head I'm realizing, oh no, oh my God, what's going on? This is not good. I have we call it a hostile audience. Hostile means they're against you. So I realized, oh my God, I've got this audience is against me. I didn't know why. I had no idea what was happening, but I realized they don't want to be here, or they don't like me. I don't know why. And so I realized, okay, I've got to do everything possible to win this audience. And, I tried every speaking trick I know. And mostly I was just persistent and super energetic, and I would not quit. And I've told this story before with more details, but I'll just say that I kept pushing the audience. I kept talking to the audience with high energy. I kept asking them to do activities, to stand up, to get more energetic, especially with the big boss. And it took a long, long, long time. I was sweating, pouring sweat, literally. I was using so much energy and so tired because I had to try so hard to get this audience to my side. Now, eventually, by the end, I was successful. By the end, they were all jumping and excited and happy and excited about Effortless English and very, very positive. The whole audience, everybody. But wow, it was very, 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 very difficult and tough. And I'll tell you, in the beginning, when they were scowling at me, I was really scared. I was nervous. It's a terrible feeling. It's a terrible feeling to be standing in front of a group and look out and realize that a lot of them either don't like you or don't want to be there, right? It makes your nervousness 10 times worse. And this was many years ago, and I was already nervous. Okay, I mean, I probably would be better now doing that, but then I was already nervous, and then that made me super nervous, but luckily I overcame it, but it was not a fun experience. So what was my big mistake? My big mistake. What was my huge, huge, huge mistake? Why did that happen? Well, the big mistake was I assumed that I knew the audience. Right? I assumed, I thought, but I didn't know. I didn't check. I didn't research. I didn't ask any questions. The truth is, I knew nothing about the audience. I only knew the one woman who contacted me. Okay, so I knew she liked me. I knew she liked Effortless English. I knew she knew about Effortless English. I knew she was very excited. But I didn't know about the whole group. In fact, I didn't know how many people were coming. I didn't ask any questions at all. Big, 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 huge mistake. And so never make this mistake. To avoid this mistake, to avoid the extra fear caused by this, you must research your audience very carefully with lots of details. So if someone asks you to give a speech, maybe your boss asks you to give a presentation, then you need to ask lots of questions. Don't just say, okay. Okay? You start asking questions. Who will be in the audience? Who are they? How old are they? What's the age range? Will it be young people, older people, a mix? How many? What about the genders? Mostly women, mostly men? About an even mix? Why are they coming? Super important question. Why are they coming to my speech? Why? And this includes more details. First of all, Are they coming because they want to? Are they choosing, or are they being forced? See, that German company, those employees were being forced to come and hear me. I didn't realize that when I started. Their boss made them do it, and a lot of them didn't want to come. They were being forced to listen to me. That's not a good audience. You ideally don't want a forced audience, so you need to know this. Are they being forced or not? Or are they voluntary? Will they know about the speech and then they can choose? They can come or not come. Voluntary audience is better. What's their problem? And again, you have to ask the organizer, whoever's bringing you to the speech, your boss or someone at a conference, whatever. You have to ask them, okay, the audience, so who are they? How many people? How many people? Will it be 30, 50, 100, 500, 1,000? That makes a huge difference. Why? Because your whole presentation style must change with the size of the audience. A little small audience of 10 people requires a different style, different energy, different movements than a huge audience of 1,000. That requires a big change. You must speak differently to different size groups. So you must know about how many people will be coming. And then you ask, what's their problem? Most of the audience members, what's their problem? What problems do they have that I can maybe help them solve? Right? What are their problems? What are their needs? So usually, of course, when I speak to an audience, I know their problems speaking English fluently. They need to speak English better. They need to improve their fluency. They need to improve their pronunciation. Many different things. But still, I ask this question because each audience might be a little more specific. For a business audience, they might need more business vocabulary. Maybe that's their big problem, their number one need. How do I learn more business vocabulary? And a different audience might be just general fluency. How can I speak faster, more automatically? So you need to know, for most of the audience members, what's their main problem or problems? What are their main needs? Next, you need to find out, what are their dreams? What are their big goals? And how can you help them with those goals? So again, I'll ask specifically, for a business audience, their big goals might be to get management jobs, get a management job, or to get a raise, a promotion, because they speak English better. Or for a general audience, they might want to travel abroad or whatever. I don't know. But that's why I have to ask. I mean, I know the common needs and I know the common problems, but I always ask to find out, because sometimes a specific audience will have specific problems, specific goals, specific needs. You must find these out. So important. Another very important question. Do they know about you already? That's huge. Do they know something about you already or nothing? That audience knew nothing about me, nothing. I was just some weird guy coming that they were forced to listen to. They didn't know anything about me or why I was there, really. I mean, they knew it was about English, but they really had no understanding of who I was or why I was coming. On the other hand, usually I speak to audiences that already know me. They know me from the internet. So obviously I will give a different speech to those two groups. If one audience doesn't know me at all, I have to talk about myself a little bit first, do a good introduction, why they should listen to me, how I can help them. If they already know me, the audience has already seen a lot of my videos on YouTube like you, then I'm not going to do a big introduction. So it's different. Another important question you must ask about the audience, their energy level. Is this a low energy group, middle, or are they very high energy, fun, and excited? Again, very important for your style and for what kind of speech you will organize. Now, I'm high energy myself, and I want high energy events. But if I know an audience will be low energy, like that German company, if I knew they were going to be low energy in the beginning, I would have started at a lower energy and then gradually brought them up with me. I wouldn't just shock them with high energy if I knew they're all going to be super quiet from the beginning. On the other hand, if I know an audience already knows me, or I know they're young and excited and super energetic already, then I will run out and I start super energetic right from the beginning because I know they're ready for it. All of these things are important, very, 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 very important. And you need to find this out before you plan your speech. So the key thing is, who first, what second? Who first, what second? Who first, what second? Who am I speaking to? Who is the audience? What are their needs? What are their problems? What do they want? What are their dreams? High energy, low energy, mostly men, mostly women, a mix, age, etc., right? Also, you need to find out, what about any sensitive topics? Are there certain topics you should not talk about, you should avoid? For example, I already know this because I lived in Thailand before, but in Thailand, best to avoid talking about the king. Even as a foreigner, I just don't talk about the king, even positive stuff. I'm not going to ever say anything negative, but even positive. It's just a sensitive topic in Thailand. They love the king so much. And it's just the best to avoid that topic in Thailand. Religion's usually one to avoid. But there might be specific topics to avoid, like at a specific company. There's certain things that best not to talk about, best not to joke about because it's sensitive for that company. Well, you got to ask about those sensitive topics so you know what to avoid. Important. So, who first, what second? Find out all the details you can about your audience. Know as much as you can about them. Then you design the speech for that specific audience. Now, I have a general outline for my Effortless English Breakthrough seminar, for example. That's kind of my introduction to the Effortless English system. So I have a general idea, a general outline for that seminar, but I modify it, I change it for each audience. So it's a little different depending on who I'll be talking to. You need to do this too. You must understand your audience. Another benefit of this, who first, is that it helps you overcome nervousness. Because again, as I said in my earlier video, instead of focusing on yourself so much, what shall I do? Oh, me. Oh, how do I just give a good speech? What should I do? I. That makes you feel nervous. Instead, it's them, the audience. Your mind, your focus is going out to them, learning more about them. What do they need? What do they want? Who are they? This will reduce your fear. And the more you learn, the more confident you'll feel because you'll know, I'm giving a speech specifically for this group. It's powerful. Very, very powerful to know your audience well. Now, I've got one last little trick, and that is the actual day you give the speech. If possible, when you're giving the speech, the audience starts coming in. First of all, arrive early. Always arrive early. Don't arrive 5 minutes before your speech. No. Arrive, like an hour before your speech. And then if you arrive an hour early, people will start slowly arriving, right? Coming into the seat, sitting down. This is a good opportunity. Instead of hiding the whole time, go into the audience, 45 minutes before, or 30 minutes before, 20 minutes before. Not everybody's there yet. Everything's kind of relaxed still. Go out there and just sit down next to somebody and, hi, how you doing? My name's AJ. I'm the speaker today. Right? Introduce yourself. And then chat with them a little bit. So, why are you coming? What are you hoping to hear from my speech? What problems do you hope I can help you solve? What goals do you have that you hope I can help you achieve? Right? You can talk to a specific real audience member and try to talk to a few before your speech starts. This has two advantages. Number one, you learn even more about your audience. You'll get to feel their energy, right? Are they high energy? Are they relaxed and low energy? Actually, more than two benefits. The other benefit is you actually make a real connection with several audience members. Do it in different areas of the room. So you'll have, in different areas of the room, there'll be people you've already met them, you've chatted with them. They're going to smile. They're going to be nice to you. I promise you, if you chat with them a little bit. When you're giving your speech, when you're looking around the audience, you can notice those people. They'll give you a little smile. You already know them. You'll feel more comfortable. And that's the next benefit, is this will help you feel more comfortable when you give the speech, because instead of a room of total strangers, you'll now have some people that you have met already. And this will help you relax a little more. And finally, you can adjust a little if you need to. If you talk to, say, 5, 6 different people in the audience before you speak, and they're all kind of similar, and maybe you realize, ooh, this is a little different than I planned, then you still have time to make a few little small adjustments. Nothing big at the last minute, but you can adapt a little bit. Like if everybody seems really kind of mellow and low energy, well, then you can say, okay, I'm going to come out a little more calm in the beginning, and then I'll gradually raise up the energy. Or if they're all super excited, they all seem, yeah, then you can maybe realize, oh, well, maybe I need to come out with a lot more energy. I was planning to come out more calm, but everybody seems so excited, so I'm going to come out with more energy. Just things like that. You can make little adjustments. So, to sum it all up, who first? Who first? What you say second. Who you're speaking to first? Who first? What you're going to say second. Who first? Okay, finally, thank you for being part of the Effortless English family. We have a very special international family. We're an international family of people who are focused on being successful, who care about other people, and most of all, who want to contribute. It means you want to add something positive. You want to make people's lives better, especially your family and your community. You want to help people in your family. You want to help people in your community. It's not just for you. Yes, you want to learn English and speak well. Yes, you'd like to get better jobs and have more money, be more successful. Yes, we all want that, and you're going to do it for sure. But what makes us special in the Effortless English family is that we want to contribute to other people too, that we're going to use our own success to help others, starting with our family and our community. So thank you for being part of the Effortless English family. I'm happy to be the father of the Effortless English system, and I'm happy to connect with you. Thanks so much. Lots of love. As always, join one of my courses at effortlessenglishclub.com. effortlessenglishclub.com.